But first, the man who will answer the question, who killed Laura Palmer, Twin Peaks star Kyle MacLachlan. Now, the actor who plays Special Agent Dale Cooper is the subject of this interviewee.
Tuna sandwiches, cherry pie, and coffee have become cult fare thanks to the ABC series Twin Peaks and Kyle MacLachlan's lead character.
Well, I've described him as a combination of people. You know, he's a bit like Sherlock Holmes, a little bit like Cary Grant. But he is his own beast. I mean, the great thing about him is he seems to solve or come up with facts and clues in a very bizarre way.
Diane, I'm at the Twin Peaks County morgue with the body of the victim. What's her name? Laura Palmer. Laura Palmer. I got her before the autopsy. Diane, it's the same thing. I told you I had a feeling we'd see this again.
Bizarre is the best way to describe Twin Peaks' storyline. It's also strange that its small-town setting is located somewhere near the Washington state town where MacLachlan really grew up.
It's very strange because I grew up in Yakima and I went to school in Seattle, and I would drive the road between Yakima and Seattle. Off the road between Yakima and Seattle, it's a highway about 150 miles, is North Bend, the town where the Double R Diner is, and Snoqualmie Falls, where the mill is and the Great Northern, most of it takes place. So, I would drive through there on my way to school, like to start school up in the fall in Seattle. I drive back and forth all the time. It's very strange.
The word strange often appears in conjunction with Twin Peaks co-creator David Lynch. Lynch recognized MacLachlan's talents early on and cast him in his feature film Dune. But it was their next collaboration that achieved cult status, Blue Velvet, a film MacLachlan almost turned down because of his mom.
It was more in consideration for my mom at that time. I got the script for Blue Velvet, I think, in 80. Well, actually, David handed it to me during the filming of Dune, which was in 83, and I really liked it. I was trying to include my family, and in the process, this is what's going on in my life, and here's, take a look at this movie script, and I sent one up to my mom and my dad, and they were separated at the time, and they read them, and my mom was pretty upset by it, and at that time, she had ovarian cancer, and so she was going through treatments for that. So I was like, the last thing I want to do is cause her any more grief, And she didn't say, she never came to me and said, you can't do this. I just found out that she was really upset by it. And I was sensitive to that and said, don't worry, this isn't that big of a thing for me to cause you, to worry and concern. And so I said no, and then David, they went off and looked for somebody else. And then a few months went by, and I came around and I said, it's like I can't not do something for someone else, really. And I think she'll understand that. So I sat down with her and we talked about it, and I explained myself. And I told her not to worry. It was David, and everything was, pretty much under control. And so she, I don't know if she's ever okay with it, but I had to do it.
When thoughts of Blue Velvet make his mom upset, MacLachlan reminds her of other favorite family memories, particularly this one.
I was with my family, and we were driving south to Disneyland, although we didn't know we were going to Disneyland. We were just driving south at the time along the west coast of the country. And we'd stopped somewhere in Oregon, down in southern part of Oregon, and we were playing, we were out, messing around in the water. We'd go to the ocean every summer, and this summer we decided to drive south, and we were playing football. I remember we were playing football, and we were playing football with my mom. I remember she caught a long pass, ran for a touchdown. It was just a great moment.
Mom may have caught that pass, but it's her son who's doing the passing these days on the road to success. He's already been nominated for an Emmy as Best Actor in a series. In fact, Twin Peaks has pulled in 14 nominations in all.
It's nice, it's like, how do you respond to that? I go out and do my thing, and it's just a nice, warm feeling to know people, say, yes, we like that. What you're doing is something we enjoy. And because we enjoy it, we'll vote for you. Here you go. And it makes it, it just feels nice. It's like what you get back. You don't get back much in front of a camera, for television. And this is one way of, getting back some positive feedback. It's good.
Well, we'd like to get back to the one basic question on everyone's lips these days. No, not who killed Laura Palmer, but is Kyle MacLachlan really crazy about tuna on white, cherry pie, and coffee?
I don't eat much cherry pie, actually. I prefer apple pie. I'll plug my dad's apple pie. He makes the greatest apple pie known to man. It's fantastic. And I'm a big fan of coffee. Do like coffee. But I like cappuccino, actually.